Got another refinishing project we're going to work on today. And if this weather doesn't clear up, we're going to be plumb out of refinishing projects. It's snowing out again today, so this is a great project to work inside. What we have here is the head of the domestic engineering department decided that we needed a vintage game table. And that's what this is. I didn't know such a thing existed, to be honest with you. But anyway, this is kind of an older style, I guess what do they call it? A Duncan Fife style, I guess, something on that order in terms of the legs and how this lay out and whatnot. And this thing is fairly small, 14 inches wide by 29 inches long here. Now, what's kind of cool about it, it opens up like that and becomes a game table. Now, underneath here is a little drawer, or not a drawer, but a little pocket where you can put your chess pieces or cribbage board or deck of cards or whatever you wanted to put in there. So when it goes up like this, it turns around and it becomes just a little compact table that could fit between a couple chairs. We're going to clean this up. It's not too bad, actually. It's got a couple little scuffs on it, but nothing serious, to be honest with you. This is really in pretty good shape. So we're going to degloss it and paint this in the same color, off-white color, as a couple of chairs I did in a previous video. And this is going to sit between those chairs, and it'll wind up having 4 chairs that'll match it. So if we want to play some cards, got some friends over, have a little cocktail, we can do it right here on this little vintage game table. So stay tuned. So here's a little up-close view, and you can see on the top here, I'm going to try to keep my shadow out of the way, but there isn't much in the way of dings or marks on here, just a couple little scratches and what have you that's fairly common with this kind of stuff. And I'm not sure what the manufacturer is. Maybe when we turn it over we'll figure that out. And here you can see the detail on that pedestal. It's kind of cool. This is the view of the underneath. And there's a little pivot point right here. Now on the bottoms of each of these feet here are these little deals. And you'll see these on a lot of dining tables and whatnot of this particular vintage. So I took those off. I've already cleaned one of these up, and it cleaned up pretty darn nice. So we'll do the rest of these. I'm just using, this is some Noxon cleaner for brass, aluminum, all kinds of metals and whatnot that did a pretty good job on these with a little toothbrush. So we're going to do the others and see how they turn out. I took everything apart here except I left that pedestal on. I didn't take that off because it's on there nice and tight. I didn't want to disturb that. But I took off these top leaf pieces, I'll call them, and took the hardware out. And we've got those all deglossed, and so we've got those all cleaned up, including these hinges. They cleaned up pretty nicely. We used the same stuff on that Noxon on those as well, and the screws. We're gonna be ready to put a coat of paint on it pretty soon. Well, we've got everything painted up. Turned out all right. These are the 2 top pieces. Those turned out good. This all cleaned up real nice. So I think I'm gonna let this dry overnight, and we'll put it all back together. Well, here's our little game table. Turned out all right. Pull this little beauty out like that. Flip it around like that. And pop it open, and there's your game table. Got your little deal on here for your game pieces. Anyway, that turned out all right. These are the chairs that I did in another video a few days ago with the same paint. So I think everything turned out great. Hope it was helpful to some of you folks out there. Don't forget to subscribe, comment. I'll try to get back to you on any of the comments you send along my way. So take care, stay tuned for the next video.